G'day, my name is David and I love my garden. Today I'm doing a little bit of a review of a composting bin. This is an unpaid, unsolicited video. I dropped by the guy's factory. It's actually PMG Engineering in Brayside in Victoria here in Melbourne. Dropped in the office to talk to the guys there about some other business, some other things I'm looking at. And during discussions I mentioned my veggie patch and my veggie videos, and they said, oh well, why don't you give this a go and see what you think, let's give some feedback. So the guys there, Jared and Joe, kindly gave me this composting bin. I have seen an earlier version of this many years ago, which I gave to my dad, and he loves it. He swears by it. G'day, Dad. This one I believe is a new and improved version, so I thought I'd do a quick review of it. It's made in Australia, so PMG are a family business based in Brayside in Victoria, and the composting bin comes in 2 cartons, so we've got a 1 of 1 and 2 of 2. I believe, just with moving these around, they're not heavy boxes, they're probably a couple of kilos each, but because of the combined size it would actually be a bit awkward to move around. So it's actually a good idea to have these in 2 cartons. It's made it easier to move around and to move to where I've actually positioned it, where I'm going to place it, so it made it easy to move these cartons around. A couple of things I noticed here. It's made from 100% recycled plastic, so that's good. They're using plastic that's already been used, so they're recycling it. It's not made from virgin plastic, and it's made in Australia. PMG are a family business based in Brayside, and Jared is the owner there. So anyway, wasn't too hard. One side, one box had the 4 walls in it. The other had the top and bottom and a few assembly pieces. So I'll bring you over to have a look at what we've done here. So it's all injection molded. So it comes with the 3 sides, and they just slide in straight into a channel. You just push them into the channel, and then in each of the corners there is a locking pin. So that's the locking pin, and it basically slides down and then holds the 2 walls together. And when I get to putting the front one in, I'll show you that in a minute, but that will go like this, slide over and then hold the front panel in. What's interesting about this composting bin is I've seen a few over the years, and they're basically 4 walls and maybe a base and a little drawer opening at the front. This guy here comes with aerators, so it has a little bit of assembly required. It has 3 separate pieces, has this base insert, and just focus that a bit better. So it has a base, and a bit of an extender, a bit of a riser, and then a aeration plug. So just a bit of space between the compost. So one of the keys, one of the secrets to breaking your compost down efficiently is getting oxygen into it. And what these guys have done with this composting bin is it has a riser so that air can get up underneath. So the composting bin is on legs, and then we've got this riser that comes up with lots of holes, strategically placed holes, and then it has these aeration tabs just to get, you just pop them straight in. They actually stay in, they go in quite secure, but they just pop into the holes once you've put them together. And this helps get air into the core, into the heart of your composting bin. Bloody brilliant bit of engineering, very clever. My father talks highly of his unit and how robust it is and how efficient, how well it works. So I'll be really interested to see how this goes. We'll do a few videos of this over time, and we'll give you the verdict. But these guys have spent many years developing this, and worked with gardeners and agricultural guys and girls, and come up with this very clever design. So anyway, let's go and put the finishing touches on this bin. So we've got the front side. So it's got the little door in it. So this is the last piece that goes in. There are little tabs that stick out. So you'll see here, once it gets into focus, so you can see these little tabs that stick out, and they actually lock in. There's little cuts, little notches in here, so that locks into place, so that later on, when you go to lift up the bin, it won't come apart, and you can hold it in your hand. So I'll just cut to that while I push this into place. So right, we've popped that front panel in on the composting bin, and we've got these locking pins, which simply, if I lean against this, go into the channel, push down, and simple as that, locks it in place. The last one on this side goes straight into those channels, and we'll push down, squeeze it together, locks it all together. Very snug, it's really good. Okay, aeration, little aeration poles or tabs there. I'm really excited to see how this goes. I hear nothing but good things. But okay, now we've got a couple of doors, which just, look at that, beautiful, straight in. And there's even one for the inside. Keep everything in. Great. Okay, last bits. The lid. How awesome does that look? So some things that I noticed when I put this together, some actually really important things. The thickness of plastic in this is really sturdy. It's significantly engineered. It's got extra ribs in here, which gives the lid a lot of strength. There's a lot more plastic in this that I've seen in many other composting bins. Look at the way that this is made. This is really impressive. The actual walls of this are two parts that they've actually folded back over onto themselves rather than just one thin internal wall. I've not seen another composting bin in Australia that does that. So you end up with this wall that's, oh gosh, that's got to be 2 inches across. That's going to last years. And in fact, I know that the composting bin that my father has, and he's in Hervey Bay in Queensland, his bin, that's an earlier model of this, he's had that for, oh gosh, 15 years. I would say at least, and he uses it every day. He's one of the most incredible gardeners that I know, and I'm very I'm a long way behind him, but this is just, the construction in this is beyond par, beyond anything I've seen elsewhere. One of the other things that really impresses me with this composting bin by the guys there at PMG is all the little holes, it's all the details these guys have thought of. The internal part here where you've got the aeration system set up, it's actually a concave surface down here. It actually shapes downwards. So anyone who's done any composting before knows that you'll get liquid, particularly the idea of this is you can put worms in here. So not only is it a composting bin, but you can have a pseudo worm farm in here. So the worms do their work, and they produce worm juice, a fantastic fertilizer for gardens, and it actually will form in that saucer. And at the very front, there's a drainage hole which goes through that saucer at the very lowest point. And the guys have thought ahead when they give you these kits. They come with a tray, and that tray simply slips underneath here and captures that worm juice that comes through here. Go straight through, and you can collect that valuable worm juice from your composting bin. So you're composting, you're making your own compost. Great way of breaking down your organic matter. You're breaking that down. You're also collecting the worm juice that you can put on as a foliar or drench it around your plants. Very clever. Great little design feature and additional feature in there. The guys have thought about this. They know what they're doing. And the plastic, the amount of the construction of this and the way it's made, this will probably last as long as I ever do gardening. So yeah, that's my review of this composting bin. I'm dying to get it into action. Look, I mean, that's an incredible bit of kit, heavy duty. This is not the light flimsy stuff that you see usually in the marketplace. I've not seen anything as robust as this. This is not a sponsored ad. This was something that I just came across, and I'm going to give it a go. I have seen, like I said, an earlier model. I think it would have taken me a total of not more than 5 minutes to put this together. So, not difficult. I could have easily done it without looking at the instructions, although it does come with instructions. The aeration composting bin by PMG Engineering in Brayside in Victoria. I'll put a link down below to the guys if you want to contact them and talk to them about it. Beautiful bit of kit. If you have any questions, please, or comments, please leave it below. I'm happy to give you more feedback. Thank you for watching.